Well, that makes no sense. Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about foundations. So this is more of a teaching video where I share my experience and what I've learned. So I have some notes so I don't, talk about irrelevant things. If you're not already subscribing to my channel, I really suggest you to do that. Just click the button somewhere here and let's get into this. Okay, so what is a foundation? A foundation is a cream, mostly. Also, you have powder foundations, you have stick foundations, but mostly they are a cream, and it's supposed to even out your face or the skin in your face. So some people have redness, freckles, they have discoloration, they have maybe scars, and so on. So you want to even out your skin in your face. Foundation is pretty much the canvas for that, the first layer. Then you put on other products like concealer, and you have color correctors and so on. But foundation is the first layer, and that layer needs to fit your own skin tone. So what are you supposed to look for? That's what we are going to talk about. So first of all, you want to figure out what skin type you are or have. You can have dry, combination, or oily skin. Depending on what time of the year you're asking yourself this, you can have different answers. So I'm mostly combination, but on winter I'm more dry, and on summer I'm more oily. So I get some dry patches where the foundation can get stuck and look weird and so on. So depending on what time and how your skin is feeling right now, you will have to look for different kind of foundations and products overall. I mean, you need to customize your skincare and your makeup products depending on how your skin is feeling. So we're going to talk about all the different skin types and what they need. When you figured out what skin type you have, you want to figure out also what undertone you have, because that can change the way your foundation look. If you have the wrong undertone on your foundation, it can look weird. So you can have a cool undertone, you can have a neutral undertone, and you can have a warm undertone. And there are ways to figure this out. People talk about looking at your veins at your arm. So if you have more of blue vein or blue veins, you probably are a cool tone. A neutral undertone has more of it's kind of difficult to say if you have a blue or green vein. And then you have the warm tone, and they have very green veins. So that's one way. I find it very difficult, so I have a very hard time finding foundations because of that. Of course, if you have difficulties to figure this out, you can put your arm side to side with someone else, and you can much easier see the difference between the skin tones, and that can help you to figure it out. And then you can go to makeup stores and things like that. They can maybe help you. When you do that here in Sweden, you always get the wrong foundation anyway, so that's not so much of a help, but it can be in some places. When you figure out your skin type, your undertone, you want to figure out what foundation, not what foundation, but what finish are you looking for. Do you want this full coverage? Do you want a lightweight coverage or a medium? That will also, narrow the foundations down, because some foundations are water-based, oil-based, they are full coverage, they're medium, they're lightweight. You have BB creams, you have powder foundations, stick foundations, liquid foundations, cushion foundations. So to narrow all this down and make it much easier for yourself, you have to decide in every category what you're looking for. Okay, so a person with oily skin usually wants a full coverage foundation. And you want it to be water-based because you don't want to put on oils when your skin already makes a lot of oil. You don't want to put more oil. So you want a water-based foundation and probably a full coverage because people with oily skin usually have more pimples and breakouts, so they usually want to hide a lot more in their face. So you also want a matte finish usually because that will cancel out that oily look. And people with dry skin usually want a more lightweight foundation. You don't want it to cake up on those dry patches. So they tend to look for more lightweight foundations and medium coverage. And people with the normal or combination tend to choose whatever they like at the moment. So we're a bit more freer to actually test out a lot. And of course, we can't forget those with mature skin. People who are a bit older, they have drier skin and they have some fine lines, and they shouldn't use so much of matte products. They want more of these lightweight or baby cream because powder products and very, very matte products will sit in your fine lines and exaggerate those more. So the mature skin types and the dry skin types can use kind of the same products. So when you test a foundation, you don't want to match it to your face because you have all of those discolorations. You have hyperpigment, you have redness, freckles, breakouts, sunburn, I don't know. You have a lot colors in your face. You can't match those colors. So when I look for a foundation, I just take the foundation on a brush and drag it down like that, and then I blend it in, and then you should see that it blends out perfect on your neck. You shouldn't see it on your neck because then you will get this line, you know, this very, very yellow or orange or pink line. So always down. I want to have it on the face because I want to see the coverage and all of that. And then down to see that it's the perfect match. So you aren't supposed to actually notice the foundation here. But you also want to keep in mind that foundations mostly oxidize. Yeah. Okay, so oxidize means that in a couple of minutes or up to 10-15 minutes or out in the sun, the foundation will dry darker. So it will look a couple of shades off if you from the beginning match the non-oxidized foundation to your skin. So always test the foundation, go outside for 10 minutes maybe, and then you decide if it's the right shade or not. Because it's terrible and it's so annoying when you do your makeup, go outside, and then it oxidizes and your whole face are ruined. That's a thing to really think about. And of course, you also should be very careful to match the foundation in the stores, the makeup store or beauty stores light, because the lights often misguide you in the color or the shade. I would take some sample home and test it in my own light and outside and so on. So to apply the foundation, you can use different kind of brush. I have a flat kabuki brush with more tightly packed bristles, and then I have this, okay, I don't know what's the name of it, but this is more soft, not as dense, and both apply very, very good. I mostly apply foundation with brushes because I think it gives a much better coverage and it really gives that smooth finish, but you can get some bristle strokes at your face, and then you can use the sponge to even those out after you applied with the brush. But Of course, you can just use the sponge if you want that. It's just a personal references, so it's really up to yourself. So you may ask what a stick foundation is. That's a stick. This is way too dark. I use it for some bronzing, you know. But this is a stick foundation. So you just draw on your face or on your sponge and then blend it out. I usually do not use stick foundation. I do not like them. I think they look so cakey. I don't know. Personal references. And then we have the regular liquid foundation. These are mostly the foundations people use. And you have thousands of different foundations. I mean, that's also very, very individual what you want. But I can give you some recommendations. These are, I don't know how to pronounce this. Estee Lauder. The double wear stay in place makeup long wear foundation, I think. So I have two of them. One is neutral, one is bone. Yeah, one is more pink and the other one is more yellow. A lot of people hype over these. They love them. So I know a lot of people actually use these. So if you have a difficult time to find something, this can be a good place to start. I think it's a medium coverage, and yeah, it's just a medium in everything. It's not looking wet and it's not looking matte. It's somewhere in the middle, so that's a foundation that can look good on a lot of people. Amazing. I can't even see the camera. Okay, I hope you see me. No, not now. What the f? And this is the Fox Filter High Coverage Foundation from Huda Beauty. This is great for people with oily skin because this is so matte and so high coverage. Of course, some people won't be satisfied with the result. It really depends on what look you're going for, but this is the most high coverage foundation I ever used, and it holds very good. It can look a little bit weird in the pores, so it really depends if you have large pores or normal or yeah, things like that. It's a good foundation to test if you have oily skin. Okay, and recently I bought these Pro Foundation mixers from NYX, yeah, NYX, and these are so good. This is olive and this is pure white, so I can mix this into the foundation to get a different tone. So I mean, that's awesome because now I can use some foundations that has the wrong shades. So also a good tip, and they have different colors. They have a lot of colors, I think, a lot of shades. So if you have a difficult time like me, this is a really good and affordable option. Instead of rebuying and test a lot of shades, you can just buy these. That's so good. And another foundation I recently fell in love with is the Revlon Color Stay. So this is for combination to oily skin, but you also have one for normal to dry skin. So this is very affordable and really, really good. I think it holds for an incredible long time. I love it. And also Born This Way from Too Faced, very good foundation, medium coverage, it lasts for a long time, but it's kind of the wrong shade for me, so I tend to use other foundations more than this. But the formula is great, so really, really recommend that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have questions or anything, you can just leave a comment and I will of course answer as good as I can. And see you in the next video. Bye!